G'day everyone and welcome to this beautifully sunny day in Planet Coaster for our official walkthrough of the brand new Wizard of Oz precinct, as I'm calling it, our brand new Wizard of Oz DLC for the Movie World Park that we built together over the last year in Planet Coaster. So it's been a while since I've done any videos. I think we're closing up to a year now of how long it's taken me, so it's cool to have you all back. I know a lot of people have stuck around to see what I'd be doing next, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy this walk around. So here's the first official sign of our brand new precinct, which was updating the Superman escape sign. So this walkthrough is just going to be the quick get everyone around in and out as quick as I can, and then I'll do more of an in-depth where I talk about the decisions and stuff like that later. So here's our official entranceway. In the real park, it is a beautiful sculpture of Dorothy and friends, and it's a great welcoming sort of sign to the area, but obviously I couldn't achieve that in our time frame of getting this out before Planet Coaster 2. So a lot of this stuff will be explained in that next video, as I said. So if you want to know more about the decisions I made with that, yeah, definitely click on that. So as you can see here, as you turn the corner, a lot has changed since Arkham Asylum was here, and we've gone with a lot more color, which was so fun to use color for once in my build. So it's something that I rarely do. And we have this amazing archway here. So it's really separating the park from the Superman area into its own precinct, and everything in here is just Wizard of Oz themed. Sorry about the fireballs that you're going to hear. That is the Wizard's area that is constantly on loop. I probably should have turned that off before we started filming this, but I was so excited to show you, so I just started filming. So here's our official walk through the Rainbow Archway, and straight into the main hub of the area. So I designed this to be an official halfway point. So at the moment you are halfway in the story of Dorothy and friends, or your own story inside of Oz. So in this way you can meet the wizard, and your choice is either to go forwards or to go backwards. You can go back to Kansas one way, or you can go forwards into the story the other way. And that's really what I based a lot of these areas off of. So this main hub area is designed to loop back on itself. You'll see a lot of ways that I try to have guests be able to move around. Obviously, as you can see, Munchkin Land there. If I'm sorry if I butcher any of the names of these places, do let me know in the comments. That is my best effort at corn in this game. It's very hard to do corn in anything. So if you see that, it's corn, okay? Please just don't hate me for that. This section here, I wanted to do a nice homage to the wallpaper backdrops, which are in a lot of the movies and stuff like that. So this whole area here, I wanted it to be where a live action Scarecrow could stand here and could come out and dance for guests and move around and play and do whatever they wanted, and start doing like, what way's Oz, and it's that way, and Dorothy could interact, and it's just more of a showpiece for a lot of these things. So yeah, hopefully I achieved that very well with what I wanted to do. And then as we turn, you'll notice we go into the poppy field. So these are set to have the snow machine timer go off when you're standing in front of them. So my suggestion is don't breathe him in, because we don't want to fall asleep in the park. So I think I found a nice balance with the main hub area. This was very hard to achieve, to try and make this building feel imposing, to feel massive, to feel tall when it's not really tall. I think it's only just a little bit taller than the Superman escape ride. So it was fun to try and create that sort of build, to be like, okay, well, this is massive, but I know I'm blabbering on. Yes, I'll talk more about it in the next one. This is probably more fun to go and experience at nighttime, so let's switch to that now. Okay, so as you enter, you will meet the wizard one-on-one, face-to-face. Currently at the moment, a lot of my billboards are turned off, so I might actually pause this for the moment, because it's just going to make that fire noise constantly for us. So I wanted this to feel imposing. I wanted you to walk in and feel like Dorothy, like Scarecrow, like Tin Man, like the Lion, where it's Oz is just this powerful being, and he's at the end of the room offering you a choice. You either go left, our left, not his left, and you dive deeper into Oz. You go further into the story to the witch's castle, and you have to retrieve the witch's broom for Oz, essentially finishing the story. Or you can go to our right and then jump back in Dorothy's house or via the hot air balloon and go back to Kansas, because to me that was a really cool aspect of trying to discover the story behind all these rides. How do these rides exist next to each other? And that's something that I worked really hard on to be able to create my own backstory of the ride. So when I first sat down and started designing this area, I wanted it to be as I said outside, you're halfway in the story. This could be Oz has designed this as a homage to Dorothy, she's moved on, or you're in the middle of the story yourself, because some of these points will actually have Dorothy walking through the park, obviously as an interactable character. But let's just jump straight into the Flight of the Wicked Witch, I think it is. If I've got that wrong, I'll update the title here. So as we walk through here, we get told, no, you can't come in. No, we're just going to bypass him because it's just us. This was a really fun area to create. So as you can see, we're going behind the curtain, and there the man is himself, the Great Wizard of Oz, controlling the stage show that you've seen out there. And yes, it was pretty fun to try and create stuff like that. This is all designed to be seen at night, all these interior stuff. So if you come through here during the daytime and you see how like bare bones it is, I'll do a walkthrough later of it with the lights on. But it was really the lighting that I got to play with and do different things. So as you can see, we're going from Oz into the forest. So, excuse me. This forest was also a part of the story. So this is where the witch obviously appears on top of the hut. She throws the fireball down and it obviously ignites Scarecrow. Obviously our homage to Tin Man here, who could also be standing here. These areas are really designed for them characters to be able to be in here, be undercover, not out in the rain, because you're not going to want to have Scarecrow or the Lion or any of them characters out in the rain with like their makeup and stuff like that. Dorothy, maybe. Dorothy could go out, even Scarecrow on a sunny day, or even like, yeah, I suppose a couple of characters could, but in them big, like, I don't think I'd want to get a photo with a line that's drenched and stuff like that. So this would be a great area for them to be able to come in. I've put little staging zones up here. As you can see, the stairwell that goes up back there. This is a full platform that he can stand on and play around with. Same with like the Tin Man, and then even Scarecrow can help guide some guests through this this part of the ride. So as you can see, the witch's castle is off in the distance, always looming over top of the guests. So a really fun area to create, and hopefully you guys feel the same way. Like obviously I couldn't get the yellow brick road to work properly in here, but you'll see as we head into the dark forest and are warned constantly to turn back, we're going to ignore them warnings and keep going. So this is a really fun part of, as I said before, using that existing Arkham Asylum building and really building upon it. So this is actually underneath where the station would be for Arkham Asylum now, in that fully exposed archway. I really wanted to use that and be like, okay, well, I'd love to see the ride exposed. So the ride is in the distance. You're only going to see glimpses of it flying past, so it'll look like the monkeys are coming after you, or bats, or whatever you put your mind to it is coming after you. We got the birds constantly laughing at you, and I wanted it to really feel not claustrophobic, but like you're being watched, like you're not meant to be here. And I think I really tried hard to do that in here. So hopefully you guys agree and feel that like this is my favorite part to walk through of the whole precinct that I built. And this is pretty much where the queue will go to the outside. And I wish this could have been a monkey. That was my one wish. You can see this one's pretty well destroyed, but as you can go out here, this is your first official look at the castle. So you're getting a pretty good look at it straight here. It's hidden and obscure, so you're still kind of like umming and ahhing about maybe continuing this walk towards the witch's castle, but hey, Dorothy and that had to do the same trek that you're doing now. So you'll also notice that with the Kansas Twister ride over here, I tried to minimize a lot of the theming to not draw you out of the story here. So I did a lot of timber work here and a lot of like really imposing things to make this ride feel violent. A lot violent than what it is. It's very tame. And you can see that a lot of the stuff that I've built is more for the safety measures. You don't want guests flying and stuff hitting guests. So I tried to do this sort of modern aesthetic you'll see here with the fencing and all of these buildings that I tried to bring into something different to make it my own and make it feel fun to build. So as you can see, we'll walk through here, and then you're pretty much brought straight to the front of the witch's castle. This is a beautiful coaster. It's built so well in real life. It was so hard to recreate and get it to feel as smooth as it is in real life. The biggest challenge was that switchback over here. That was very hard to do that flip and get it anywhere near what it felt like in real life, and I still don't think I've nailed it. Maybe you guys, when you download this, can jump in and try and have a go. But let's go into the witch's castle. I didn't know what to put in this trophy case. If you can think of anything else that would be cool to put in there, I only thought of the witch's broom, like it's alluding to it that it's here. And then pretty much here, I tried to design the witch's castle. It was going to have a full LED board at the back here, which is what I think they're doing in the real coaster, but it just quickly time started to gather up on me, and if I wanted to get this out anywhere close to where you can play it and actually have a turn before Planet Coaster 2 comes out, because I think that a lot of us are going to be moving on to that ride, that you would be able to download this, have a go, and then, hey, the ball is in your court to start creating this inside Planet Coaster 2. You have literally the whole blueprint for the whole of Movie World, and I'm really excited to see someone take that on and finish it. And this is your first official ride on the Flight of the Wicked Witch. So there you go. What did you think of that? Hopefully you enjoyed that ride. It's a bit fast in some spots. I couldn't get it to slow down in certain areas. Like I know this last hill felt really, really quick. But yeah, hopefully you liked the little surprise that was upstairs. I won't say it out loud in case some people might have skipped it. But yeah, pretty much when you get off the ride, you're brought to the back section of the park. Pretty much linking you to our loop around section. So let's jump back to the main hub. We'll do the same loop, but for the Kansas Twister, and then I'll talk more about what I meant with this main loop around hub that I created. Okay, so if we were to make the opposite decision and go through the right door and head back to Kansas, this is what we would find. So obviously, once again, are you going to say no? Oh, he's pointing at it. Yeah, nah, I can't come in. Sorry, guys. Let's just skip on past him. This is sadly one of the coasters that you cannot ride. It is designed for you to be able to delete the station parts and pretty much just put in the station and press test or ride. It's up to you, but none of the parving will link up or nothing like that. It was just too hard, and I'll explain that all in my next video of the full breakdown, and that's going to be like a really long video of me just going explaining every decision I made for this park. So if you have any questions you want me to answer in that video, please put them in the comments. I'll be pretty much filming that either beforehand, and I'll try to answer as many as I can in the comments, or maybe you have some that will be in the official video. So as you come through this side to get back on track, you're greeted by one of the grand balloons that'll take you back to Kansas. You pretty much have two choices of this is how you arrive to Oz, this is how you depart from Oz. And they've set up Dorothy's house. They've moved it inside. They've gotten it out of Munchkinland because I don't think anyone wanted a dead witch underneath a house sitting in the middle of a village for too long. So I thought it was a cool little area to squeeze everything into. So as I said before, this is all still inside of the Arkham Asylum building, so you can imagine how big this building is. We got some pumpkins growing and some nice farmland, and then what was it, Arnie Mae and all of them still hiding in their bunker underneath, not letting Dorothy in, which could have just avoided so many problems. I wanted to have like a cool twister in the background. That's as best as I could come up with that space. So you can see it already starting to lift the roof section up on some of the parks. And this section here is designed to be the door will close and then a ride show will pop up. So at the moment it is turned off because it is quite loud and I didn't want to have it constantly blaring. But as you can see, I'll turn it on now and you can just get an idea of how loud and wild it is. So as you can see, I've pretty much used the massive curved screen here to put up a video of a Twister in the background. Now, this is the official Twister video that they did for the test footage for the movie, and I thought it was really cool to be able to show homage to the actual original film. I'm going to pause this. Sorry, it was so loud in my headphones. I'm going to pause it again. It was the official test footage that they did for the real movie. So I thought it was a really cool homage to be able to put into the actual park and be like, hey, it would have been cool. I initially had this room a lot bigger, but we're so limited in indoor props and pieces that it was kind of hard to build a house and make it look lived in and whatever else I wanted to do. I even had a section where the roof would blow off and you could expose that Twister that I had in the background of the other picture. But I'll talk about more of that in. Sorry if I'm trying to keep this as short as I can because it's a lot to go through. I don't want to overwhelm people with what's going on. So as you come out to the exterior, you're pretty much exposed to both lands. It's a really good place to stand and watch the Flight of the Wicked Witch come over and fly through. But it was hard to mix these two lands together. So we're going to jump back to daytime now because this part of the park is a lot more fun to see in the daytime. Okay, so pretty much we're walking straight out. As you can see, if I look up here, you'll see that we are still underneath the existing building. We're just outside of Oz. You can see it's pretty much just over that wall. Munchkinland is literally behind this wall, so it was really fun. Like once you get into this park and see how everything matches together and is all compacted in that little space, you'll really love this park. Like I had so much fun building it. As you can see, the Kansas Twisters, it's literally built over the top of each other. Like they're designed to be that way. I wanted to have power lines and everything else, trying to make it look like it's all together. I initially wanted farm animals in here sleeping, which was a random thing to start building, but it was all just trying to fit the area. Obviously, it's hard to build certain things in this area, but I think it came off really well. We definitely needed an outhouse that was in the concept art, and I laughed every time I seen it and had to keep it. And obviously our amazing looking corn. I couldn't think of any other way to get that corn done. Don't look inside here, by the way. You're not going to like what you see. We have a beautiful theme maker's toolkit item. This is the only item that I used inside the park, and it was a cow because I could not have this area without having a cow on the roof. And I'm so happy that someone modeled a cow. Like it is still very basic, but yeah, I don't think this area would have worked without that there. And you wouldn't have wanted me to do a piece by piece building like I did with Batman, because that was always funny watching him stand on the corner of Arkham. So it's pretty basic. As you come through here, you will either go to this side or that side. I like to choose this side because it's a lot easier, but that side obviously goes up over the existing track and links on the other side. So pretty basic with how this building is set up. It's built out like a massive barn, and yeah, it's pretty fun, like when you actually delete the roller coaster station and ride it yourself. It is, as I said, set up ready to go. You can pretty much ride it straight away. Only problem is you'll probably have to delete some footpath. You know, there's footpathing along here and whatever else. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I do apologize for not being able to have this as a working ride, but as I'll explain in that other video, like, and I actually have pictures of when I first designed it, putting the two coasters next to each other. This was literally took up the whole space of this area. So it was an early decision to be like, okay, you've got to just delete it. So sadly, we are going to jump the queue and we will not ride that one. Yeah, I just, yeah, it's too hard to get going. And at this point, I'm too scared to delete something. And then all of a sudden, I lose this save file and it's gone. So I'd rather just, I'll try to upload a video. If it's not uploaded, please just ride it yourself and have fun. Or even better, go to the park later this year and ride the real one. So the exit pretty much comes out between the coasters, and you go straight into a cornfield. Always, as I said, amazing shots of both coasters. Like you can stand pretty much anywhere in this park and get like an amazing little area. Even here, I've got a little section where you can stand and watch both coasters wrap around each other and do a full lap and dive under the tunnel and everything else. So definitely fun to build and work on. Pretty much after you come off of both rides, you end up back in this loop system. So this loop system wraps back around the park. My decision to do this was simple. When I started designing the coaster themselves, I did a little test where I got people, or obviously guests, in the park to ride. And when they came in to ride, there was a lot of congestion where the Wizard of Oz area is. So a lot of that space in there started to get real congested of guests, and they started to get lost and started jumping up and down of, oh, we don't know what to do, we're lost and whatever else. And I had to figure out a way to minimize that and give my guests time to go into the ride. And it was literally just, well, I'm going to make them go the long way back around here. They come around to the side of the Kansas Twisters, and then you pretty much go, as I've dubbed it, the other way to Oz. Here you can see a beautiful illustration of the tunnel that takes you into Munchkinland. A little bit of toilets there. And then you pretty much, yeah, just back through the Rainbow Tunnel and you come out and, well, you're greeted with Dorothy's house. And what is Dorothy's house sitting on? The Ghostbusters witch. But we're just going to pretend that they're ruby slippers there and they're, yeah, interactable. I'd love to see whether, like, the real park's going to have something like this where you can see, like, the feet curl up and then like, Dorothy gets her slippers and whatever else. But yeah, Munchkinland was really fun to build. I had so much fun building this footpath. Like, do not click on this footpath because you're going to see how much of a jumble. Like, you can already see it glitching out in some spots. This was so hard to recreate in this area. Terrible experience trying to build this. But I got it in the end, and hopefully you guys love it. But yeah, we got a little bit of a water zone. Obviously, I was going to have stuff coming out of the massive sunflower there. But yeah, it's more time constraints. So as you see, we got the fake rocking again, and then making the buildings look small enough for munchkins and stuff like that was really fun to try and create. And we have a lot of, I can unpause it now, a lot of like the smokestacks to make it feel lived in. And there is a gift shop in the back here, but I didn't have time to do the interior because it's just two little pieces to get it done. So that is pretty much a big walkthrough. As you can see, you've got the balloon area in through here. That was designed obviously with the massive glass panels to try and bring in that natural light through the building and make it more accessible to people. And obviously we've got all the wheelchair access along here because I wanted obviously disabled people to be able to make it into the park itself, and yes, they can use this little side entrance and then back up in Oz. But there's little sections here for obviously great views, but obviously performers being able to dance and do different things in here. But pretty much that's the Wizard of Oz precinct. Hopefully you've enjoyed this really quick walkthrough. Hopefully you've seen what you like, and hopefully you stick around to watch part 2 of the explanation video. But yeah, let me know what you think, whether you are going to download the park yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what you think is going to be really cool to see in the real life park. I know I'm very excited to get over there in the maybe early next year. I don't think I'll be one of the lucky people to jump on when it first opens, but yeah, it's going to be so cool to be able to walk through this after spending a year building it. But sadly, this is my goodbye to this park. This is pretty much one of the last times that I'll walk through here. I might jump in it in maybe a year's time, 2 years time, and see how things are tracking. But yeah, we're just slowly shifting on to Planet Coaster 2. So as I said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Sorry if this was mumble jumbled all over the place. I didn't really have a plan on how to film this. It was going to be more cinematic and whatever else, but as you've seen with the trailer, I've wasted way too much time on that sort of stuff. So yeah, this is hopefully just an easier way to answer as many questions as I can with this. As I said, put your questions in the comments, what you would have loved to have seen in this area, what you would have put in yourself, or maybe things you want to see, or questions, I don't know, anything you want to talk about. I love replying to all them comments. So leave a like if you've enjoyed it, leave a comment, whatever else. But as I always say, most importantly, please have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!